Hey Adam, let's take a look at your rapsodo bullpen. We'll take a look at some of the things that we accomplished in this bullpen and maybe have some ideas for things down the road to focus on. Okay, so I'm going to click on pitch number 3. So if you want to look at the metrics for that pitch, you can. And let's bring it up. Now, I want to look at the mechanics of this pitch. And when I say mechanics, I mean it's basically how your body moves through the pitch. We're not going to really look at the Rapsodo data for this right here. So let's watch it. Okay, so I don't really care where the ball went because I know that if we get the process right and get the mechanics correct, get how you're releasing the ball correct, I know that the results will eventually follow. So let's take a look at your glove side. This is a perfect example of what I was talking about tucking your glove kind of under your armpit or chest too early. So as soon as you're going, you're tucking your glove. You see, it's basically touching your armpit. We really don't want to do this. And if we look at your back arm right now, pay attention to the angle or bend in your elbow. It's more or less straight. And that's okay. That's what it is. You should keep your natural angle for this. But there's this concept of equal and opposite with your arms at this stage. So because your back arm wants to be a little bit more extended at this stage, your glove side arm should mirror that with the angle and bend in your elbow, equal and opposite. So let's take a look at this last pitch that we threw. As you can see on the right-hand side, there's a little star by it because I thought it was so good. So let's bring up the video for that one. And let's take a look at the pitch, and then we'll go and look at the mechanics of it. So very good job on everything there. That was awesome. So looking at this here, you notice that your glove goes out. Now, right at this stage, let's look at the equal and opposite. You notice that, again, your throwing arm hand is reasonably extended, but this time your glove side arm matches that same angle. And as you start to bend your throwing arm, your not throwing arm, your glove side arm, does that equal and opposite bend. So that was so much better with your glove side. So let's go and look at something that jumps out at me too. So in general, just look at all the spin efficiencies. You're pretty good at spinning the baseball, which will give you a lot of induced vertical break. So that's the good news. Now, kind of I don't know if it's bad news, it's just news, is that you don't particularly spin the baseball very fast. Your RPMs relative to your speed is very low. You can figure out how well you spin the baseball by taking your total spin. So let's look at pitch 2, which is one of the higher ones. Your spin rate on that was 1,146. I'm going to put that into the calculator, 1,146. And you divide it by the velocity. So in this case, 50.3. And that equals 22.7. That number is something called a Bauer unit. And it works for any velocity. It tells you how well you're spinning the baseball, above average, average, or below average. And a Bauer unit of 22.7 is on the lower side. That's definitely below average. And again, that's not a bad thing. It's just a thing. But if we go to some of the other ones, let's do pitch number 9. 854 divided by 47.7. The Bauer unit on that is 17.9. That's very, very low. So that's why, even though, look at pitch 9, even though you're at 96% efficiency, so most of that spin is contributing to upwards movement, the VB, your VB is only 8.3, which for reference, somebody like Ian, who spins the ball very well, his vertical break is over 15. It's like 17, I think. And that's fine. It's a thing. But there's two things that we can do with this. Since you're, well, first is that we can work on spinning the ball faster. That is one thing. And we can clamp down with those fingers and really get the ball to move. We can try that out and see if that works well for you. And if it doesn't, pitches with a lower spin rate, fastballs rather, with lower spin rate, work a lot better and more successfully if you aim low in the zone. So if you're pitching lower, like at knee level, they play better. You get more swing and misses, you get more strikeouts, etc. And in the future, we're not doing this now, but there's a type of pitch that intentionally tries to spin the ball as little as possible. So you get no vertical break. It's extremely low, and that pitch dives down, but still maintains the speed of the fastball. That type of pitch is called a splitter. That's a advanced pitch. You can have that in your mind, but you think about your fastball fingers, your pointer, and your middle, and you basically make them as wide as possible to impart as little spin as you can to kill that vertical breakdown to nothing, and then you get sink or depth on your pitch. And that's what makes that pitch so devastating, especially if it's also at the bottom of the strike zone. So, anyways, those are some things, some improvements that we made, some realizations that I've had about your pitching and that I could share with you. Anyways, have a good night.